guys, welcome back to WODdoc Project365, episode 347. Out here, I guess, what is this? What lake are we on?
So we're at Overpeck Park.
Overpeck Park.
New Overpeck Park.
New Overpeck Park.
Bergen County rowing dock.
What she said. Anyway, what we're doing is some paddleboard yoga. This is Jessica Dickus, and she was my instructor today. I got recently addicted to paddleboard yoga because it's such a great way for me to take a day off and recover from lifting heavier weights in the CrossFit facility or any other functional facility, right? What we're going to go over today is ways that we can use relatively simple moves that we use all the time in the box and in the gym and modify them for paddleboard use because it makes it fun, it's something different, and also at the same time we still get relatively good benefit. So one of the things that we're talking about is what we call a box stretch or a modified pigeon pose, and Jess is going to run us through how we can change these things up on the paddleboard. Cool? Cool.
Sounds good. Okay. So when you come onto the paddleboard, it's obviously different than land.
Yeah.
Because you're floating and you're using your core strength. But there's also great ways to use the paddleboard on, in the water better than on land, because you can actually shift your body in different ways by maybe putting a limb in the water, right?
Yeah.
And doing modifications that way. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a pigeon pose, a normal pigeon pose, which is a great hip maneuver that we can do on the mat in the studio. And then from that pose, I'm going to show you how you can modify it on a stand-up paddleboard. So, coming into just a regular pigeon pose, Tim has his left knee towards his left wrist, right? And then his heel is towards the center, and then the right leg is straight back. His knee is right underneath his leg. Okay? So the idea for a regular pigeon is that you want to have the hips nice and square. You don't want to lean over to the right or to the left too much. Okay? So just to begin, you're going to walk your hands back and just lift your chest. And then open your chest, shoulders down your back. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to gently walk your hands forward. And then first just bring your forearms down. You want to, kind of roll your belly and your chest forward, so you don't want to collapse. Right? So you want to lengthen through the spine, crown of the head reaching forward. For some of you guys, especially for guys sometimes tend to be a little bit tighter in the hips. This is maybe just good enough, and then we'll do modification. But Tim here is very flexible because he's Mr. Major WODdoc guy. So we're going to take him all the way down. So walking your hands forward all the way. He's going to start bringing his chest down to the paddleboard. And then Tim's going to breathe. He's going to inhale and he's going to exhale. So the best way to deepen and to stretch and to open the body is obviously through the breath and through controlling the breath.
That's something that I don't do very well, and I think that's what yoga does a great job at highlighting, because I always feel like we breathe oppositely in yoga than we do in exercise. So I think that's a great thing to point out. Like, it feels like every time I'm about to move, you want me to inhale, and every time that I'm not moving, you want me to exhale, which is the exact opposite. When we're lifting weights, we exhale with the exertion.
Yes.
So.
And the other thing is people always say, oh, I'm not flexible, I want to become flexible. If you want to become flexible, stay in a pose and take a lot of deep breaths. It's as simple as that. You can do it at home too, right? So he's taking a few breaths. Now for somebody who's taking one of my classes, say, Soul in Motion Yoga on my floating yoga studio here, and you want to modify your pigeon, you're going to actually kind of walk your hands over to the left and kind of dip your right knee down into the water.
This is where I might fall.
We're not going to let you fall. So you can either let your right leg float into the water, right, and then walk your hands forward. And so it's a little bit of a modification, and it's less pressure on the right hip and the left hip.
Right, this definitely loosens the right hip, but at the same time I get a lot of lengthening through here as I turn over.
You're stretching. So from here, you can also bring your foot up on the board.
I was jumping the gun there.
That's okay. And then you can walk your hands and actually take a little bit of a twist. So keep grabbing the board and reaching. And if you want to even go deeper, you can reach that left arm behind. Keep walking the left arm back. And use the board as leverage to really open up the hips. And then from here, you take like maybe 6 to 10 nice deep breaths.
Yeah, I feel it a lot too in my lat in my lower hip region.
Yeah.
So I really love that, and I love the ability to be able to use the sides of the boards, have something to pry onto. That's one of the things that we don't have necessarily in the box because we're just on the floor, right, or even on another box. So there's nothing that we can grab onto, kind of like pull ourselves and lever ourselves further into the position.
Yeah.
So that's what I really love about this. Guys, I think you guys should try something out like this. Do some water yoga or water aerobics and paddleboard yoga, stand-up yoga. It was a lot of fun today. I really enjoyed it, and it's a great recovery. Guys, I hope you learned something from this. Jess, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Guys, until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.